High on a hill stands the lonely goatherd. Lady odle, hee hoo, lusty and clear from the goatherd's throat head. Lady odle. Hi, Elaine Marolakos Edelson here with Astrology Mojo. Want to help you get your mojo back, and I'm going to do it here in the Alps with Gretel, perhaps Hans, and definitely grandfather. The birds, they're lovely. Come join me. Today we're talking about Mars and all its amazing attributes. Well, you know, Mars actually, it does not do anything to you. In fact, neither do any of the planets. So, yeah, when the planets make a move, you feel it. When you make a move, the planets reflect that by way of aspects and angles in astrology. Thank you for joining me today. I did a few weeks ago talk about Mars through the sun and rising signs. And I'm going to talk about it again today. Mars is going to... oh, hi, Shelby's here. Casey. Yay! Come and join me. High on a hill stands a lonely goatherd. Lady odle, hee hoo. Okay, that was my clearing the throat. And now we're going to get it going on. So let's talk about Mars. Let's get right into it. Mars. I have so many notes on my screen. Let me get rid of some of these things. Yeah, because it's too much. Okay, so Mars. Let's here, I set it all up. Let's see what we have here. What is this? Wait a minute. We have, oh no, that's not yet. There's Mars. There's the symbol of Mars. And there's Aries, the ram, which is the representation of the energy of Mars. And then there's the glyph in astrology of Mars and Aries. So Mars, remember, it's not doing it to you. Remember that. You feisty, sassy little thing, you. Mars. Mars, the key words for Mars, I act. And Mars was discovered by Galileo in 1610. And it governs Aries. And it used to be associated with Scorpio before Pluto was discovered. Then they were like, oh no, we're breaking this down. It's going to get even more distinct. And when Mars shows up to the party, you know, hands get shook. For the more proactive Aries sun, rising, moon, the more proactive, the more interactive. Sometimes it's like a hostile takeover. And other times, some Aries are very, let me just stand back and watch you. I want to see what's going on over there before I even jump in. So I think it's amazing that these planets really do represent a lot of who we are and what's going on. And it's not, you don't, even if you don't have a planet in Aries, you know, it's like people might say, well, I don't have any fire in my chart. Well, you do, because a chart is made up of 12 houses, and on the cusp of every house is each of the astrological signs. But so that's okay if you don't have it. We're looking at what could it look like now if you thought about, I want to act on something. I want to, Mars also represents in the body, blood, the head, sometimes the eyes, but that can be a Neptune thing. It can be a Taurus thing. So it's a combo. Sometimes the ears, definitely fevers and infections, and the impetus to move. It's the active principle, literally. It is the active principle. So from July 6, 2020 to January 6, 2021, Mars typically spends just a little bit of time in a sign. Now it's going to be there for 6 months. What? 6 months? Red rum for some people. And it's a time where you can feel really inspired, depending on where it shows up in your house. Let me say hello. I know there's people checking in here. Hi, Renee. Good morning. I get to catch you live. Yay, that's me. Unless you watch me again, then I'll be in a replay. But we'll always have the memory of togetherness live. Love what you share, has helped guide me through many things. I'm so happy. That's perfect. Hi, I am here, says Ronnie. Okay, so, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, can you tell? Where's my Mars? Well, when Mars, and you can listen to the other recording I made. It's on YouTube, or it will be in a few days if it hasn't been uploaded yet. And Mars has a lot to do with, depending on where it is in your chart, what you're motivated toward, committed action toward, or feeling that urgency about. And I am going to do a little, filtering right here because I've changed the chroma key so many times. There we go. I don't care if my hair is a little green. I just don't want to have gray spots on my face. I'm not that old. Help me. So with Mars coming into play, there's going to be a surge of energy that moves through you. Again, and people will say, well, if it's not the planet doing it to me, then how come I feel it? It's because you're ready to move something. Move mountains? Maybe. I don't know. It's up to you. To move your energy, move your body, move your thoughts toward a thing. That's what Mars represents. So when we look at the collective, we are all moving. We're all moving very rapidly toward our own little spiral. So, and I'm seeing that that filter again of me looking like a ghost. I cannot do it. I cannot do it in my hand. Look at that. Look, that's the magic of technology. Okay, well, we can go there. I'm a little green. That's okay. I'm green around the gills. That's just what's going to happen to me today. I checked this lighting yesterday, and I haven't changed anything, but it's changed. I'm done. It's not done. Okay, so with Mars, remember that as you move through your stuff, and if you're just joining us, we're talking about Mars and Aries for the next 6 months through January 6th, 2021. But we're going to get a reprieve. So no matter what is happening right now between September 9th through November 13th, 2020, Mars will be retrograde. So things are going to calm down because it's like being shot out of a cannon with your own initiative and saying, I got to go do that thing, or I want to do that thing. And then suddenly there's a reprieve. Well, let me think about that. Do I really want to be doing that thing? Now that I've done that thing, what are the ramifications? What kind of dust have I kicked up behind me? Oh man, I'm green. It's not easy being green. Having to think with the colors of the sun. I'm going to get rid of these things. I'm telling you. It's a bit much, this green. I don't know what to do. I've tried. No crying. Okay. So in tarot, Mars is also represented by the Fool. Okay. They ought to rename some of these ancient tarot words. The Fool is not a fool. The Fool, actually in the Ciro Marchetti digital version, let's look at his imagery of the Fool. Okay, look at that. It's someone he's got a little dog hanging on for dear life, and he's someone who's just flinging it all out there and like a jack in the box, right? So he is someone, a fool in tarot, representing Mars and Aries. is someone who is just, let's have an adventure. Let's set it into motion. Let's get it on. I don't know. It's like, what do you want to do? How do you want to do it? Are you excited about it, or are you feeling like a rebel? Are you feeling like you've had it with something? Okay, now, in my chart, because I have 28 degrees on the cusp of all my houses, Mars is just in my 3rd house in Aries. But Aries is on the cusp of my 4th house, home, family, real estate matters. But 3rd house is communication. I'm finishing up my Astro Masterclass, and it's a humdinger. And so I feel for my neighbor, our neighbor, D&J, and she is an Aries. And today, construction began on the empty lot next door to them. Well, we, for hours, have been feeling, get ready to rumble. It's like Death Race 9 has taken hold of the neighborhood, and they live right next to it. Let me show you. Look at this. This is D&J's. This is from my driveway. They got the Bobcat right there and digging it up. And my heart. This is going to go on for 9 months. They're digging it up and building a house in that empty lot. And so during this time frame, well, 6 months at least, but during this time frame, my husband walked into my office this morning and said, it's going to be a long haul with that, because his office is closer to the driveway. There will be noise. There will be construction and deconstruction. I will not be assimilated. So, getting back to the Fool and some adventure, let's have some adventure. What would you like to do? Well, as I said in the last show, when I talked about Mars through the houses, sun, rising, and moon, you can refer to that. Go listen to that. It will be on YouTube. You can also find it here on Facebook. And if you're watching this in a replay and you're on YouTube, thanks for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. Click on the little bell, ding, and then you will be notified when I upload something new. So the Fool is really something that in tarot that represents taking risks and really having a wonderful time to enjoy. Now, if you have a lot of planets in Aries, like I see somebody there, Casey, who has a lot of Aries, and who else? Who else has Shelby? Mars is in your 6th house. Okay, so no speeding, either of you, any of you listening, no speeding. Well, officer, my foot is so heavy today. Yeah, it's not going to fly. So in the 6th house, it really is about making it more about your productive trajectory instead of about your health. So, yeah. And in the 10th house, it's all about career and where you want to go with it and what you want to do. And 3rd house, it's communication. So, but wherever Mars is, it's that feeling of, I'm either so freaking annoyed or I'm so excited. I'm going to just bust through a doorway and go, hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be alive. It's like being a golden retriever. Or if you let things bother you on the fly, it's speeding on the road. It's interrupting people when they're talking because you're so excited or you're so annoyed. So you want to make a choice. I don't know if my gal Eleanor has posted on Instagram yet. Thank you, Eleanor, for taking up the cause for me for Instagram, as I'm upping my vibe and my presence, right? Mars 3rd house. So I'm putting myself out there more. And I'm, excited and doing more stuff. So hypochondria would be a Virgo issue. So if you've got Mars on any health issue. That would be the 6th house, the 8th house, the 12th house, or in the 9th house for some people with a lot of Virgo. So that would be like, oh, what's that? Wait, hang on. What is that? Ha, 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 ha. You know, we don't want to go there. We want to look at, oh, let's look at the information that just flew through the window in my email box at my front door. And it's like a wasp that's looking for a place to land. That's one definition. Or it's like a feeling of, I need to get something done. So either you come with me or you get out of my bleeping way. But there is a middle ground with Mars and Aries because it's about seeing the adventure that's possible. It's about seeing the potential of growth, because it doesn't matter what your sun, rising, or moon in is. With Mars and Aries, you have now been initiated. And so what does that mean? Well, collectively, we're on an ascension process. And the ascension process means we need to get them little doggies moving. You know, what do you want to do? We can't just sit back and not work or not go out or not look at, you know, people still in the supermarket. I'll have, you know, out of respect, I don't feel as if, you know, if I wear my mask in the car, that's going to harm me. You make your own decision. And then I start breathing my own pathogens. But out in the world, out of respect, in case I am carrying something that I don't want to share with someone, or vice versa, I'm still me behind the mask. I'm still me behind the mask. So when somebody smiles, you know, you see it, right? When somebody's doing this, you see it, like it's more pronounced. When somebody has a blank stare, but their face is smiling, but their eyes are not smiling, you don't know what they're doing. So I now wonder, how are the lipstick companies doing? Don't buy stock right now. I mean, lipstick. But I go into a store and I see people, oh, you know, and they have a mask on or they don't have a mask, whatever their choice is, but they put their head down and they look that way. And I, you know, come out of the mask like this. Hi, what a beautiful sweater. Let's not forget to have contact, people. Mars needs contact. Contact. They should have sent a poet. I must have seen the movie Contact. My husband and I, we were like kids at a merry-go-round or at an amusement park. When the movie first came out and we lived in California, we went and we saw it. We were awed. I brought a friend. She cried. We were awed. I stood back in line. And then a guy, we're like the 4th time seeing Contact in 2 weeks. And a guy is standing in front of us online to get tickets at, I don't know, where were we, Dean? Burbank? I don't remember where we were. And a woman hasn't seen it, but he has. And he's like a mook from Brooklyn. And she's like, yeah, I'm really excited to see the movie. And he's like, let me tell you something. She didn't make contact with nobody. And and we laughed and thought, spoiler alert? I guess you missed the point of the movie, sir. You might want to flip that baseball cap around so you can look like one of the Bowery boys. I don't know. Mars will come out sideways or very directly to say, get out of my way. But Mars isn't doing it to you. Mars is just doing its own thing. It's a rock. It's a red rock and it's floating around. But what it represents for you is the ability to grab something that you have been working on but put aside. And now it's like, oh, wait a minute. Let me dust off that book I was reading, the book I was writing, the book I was studying, the person I forgot to get in touch with. Let me come back to something. Come back to fresh fruits and do that thing that inspires me. I want to feel so inspired. Let's go there. Reactive or proactive? Now you saw, if you're on my Instagram page, you saw the post that Eleanor and I put together and made about the woman with the red lipstick, you know, giving the finger and smiling behind sunglasses. That's enough said, right? That's Mars and Aries. But it's not the whole story. Let me drink from my, oh, look, there's Mars. There's Mars right there. Uh-oh, did I freeze? My screen froze for a moment. Mars. Inside out. All right, the Fool is not a fool. The Fool wants to initiate. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go in the next 6 months? What would you like to accomplish? That's what you want to look at. And I also decided to, with this new deck, the Ciro Marchetti, and I'm not a tarot reader, but I will talk to the universe and my star seed and say, just help me flip a card that's the most appropriate for now. Well, 2 came out. The Fool, which represents Aries, and then 2 of Coins, which is fascinating. So in one, this is like a juggler, right, on a unicycle. Well, it kind of looks like a unicycle, a very old-fashioned kind of circus thing. In one hand, I don't know if it focuses, but on the coins, one says Saturn and the other says Jupiter. And so 2 different vibes. So it's about making a decision right now. Saturn is break down the structure, set up the structure. Jupiter is expansion and abundance. So there's excitement to move forward, but if you notice, he's looking at the coin, not at where he's going. So when we have, let's jump into action, what do I want? It's focused on harmonizing those decisions. Where do you want to go? You need to make some money. You need to invest some money. You need to, spend some money. Whatever you're doing with your hard-earned coin, it's not just about money. It's about your resources. What are your resources? Your time, your energy, your money, your talents. These are your resources, okay? Coins is not just making money. And so he's looking at the coin that has Capricorn symbol on it. And the Capricorn symbol, or the Capricorn energy, represents all of them being retrograde right now. Let me show you this. It representing, you see right down here, we have, oh wait, hang on, I have to move me upwards. Okay. So there's Jupiter in Capricorn, there's Pluto in Capricorn, there's Saturn in Capricorn. And see the red X's? That represents retrograde. The sun is opposing, pulling the shadow out of you. The part that is afraid, the part that is resistant, the part that knows what it wants but doesn't know how to get there. And the part that says, I shouldn't do it, or they told me I couldn't. Okay, so this is the shadow that's coming out. So while Mars is in Aries, making some positive angles to some other planets, saying, come on, you can do this. Like, who said you couldn't? And maybe you're saying, I don't want to do it. I'm tired of doing it. I'm done doing it. Then, okay, then stop doing it. But then what next? What next? What are you harmonizing? Business, pleasure, health, work procedures, what are you harmonizing? I think, people say go with the flow. I say flow with the go. As you go with it, you'll be open to new opportunities. And let me just get rid of this screenshot. Does that make sense? Make the commitment to act on the thing that gives you the most joy. Yes, other things need to get done. We've got to pay bills. We've got to call up companies and say, yeah, you were supposed to come out and fix the telephone, whatever. Stuff has to get done. So if you can organize your time, not so much in a whole day, but in an hour. For the next hour, I am committed to acting on fill in the blank, la la. Because let me show you what's coming next. Okay, so global action taken right now to increase your level of awareness, to uplift yourself or others in the vibe, in the whole collective, is moving toward positive ascension, 4D, 5D reality. 3D is the victim perpetrator. 4D is, oh, I'm aware of my actions, they cause a ripple, and there's ramifications. Let me do my best to keep moving my mind toward what is healthy, positive, constructive, and proactive. 5D is, you're not attached to the people who refuse to change. You're not attached. So there's no anger fueling the fire. There is committed action with compassion and persistence to see it done. You see the distinction? 3D reality is where we came from. A lot of people are still living in it. No judgment. 4D reality is 3 + 1 = 4. Math is not my superpower yet. But 4D reality is my actions affect the world, the universe, the galaxy. Wow. Oh, wow. So if my actions affect others, others' actions affect me. Also the planets. So the conscious awareness grows of let's form a collective where we are serving, not at the sake of ourselves, one another to help each other uplift the vibe. Resistance is futile. I will not be assimilated. I changed it, right? So we're flowing with the go. And the only constant really is transformation. That's the only constant. Even if you resist it, hide in a closet, dig a bunker, stuff's going to happen. The universe keeps moving, with or without you. Might as well go with the flow and flow with the go. Let me just check in. Yes, I feel it all today. Hypochondria, anyone? We hope not. Moon in Virgo. Well, okay. So you can transfer and transmute that energy from what is that to, oh, you know what? I think if I not hyper-focused, but if I focused on the thing that I'm resisting, scares me, or annoys me the most, or that I refuse to grow with or from, I will see the reduction in that or this or ow. That's what minimizes it. Eileen says, Mars is traveling through my 6th house. No speeding, people. Pay attention to your body, what you need. What you need. And maybe you get a routine checkup. Maybe it's time to go to the dentist. Maybe it's so just take extra precaution, right? Just be clean, be smart. Check out vitamin D3 and K2 because that really is what's helping immunity. So talk to your doctor, do your research. I do not diagnose. I do not offer cures. I just tell you what I do. And it helps me. It might help you. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? In your mind, in your body, in your spirit. Your spirit is always with you. So, you're those 3 things. And so with the body, mind, spirit, your holy astrological trinity, what comes up is, I want to be there, but I can't. Because right now I'm listening to the bobcat down the 2 houses, 1 house over, and a lot. But I can't physically be there, picking flowers with Heidi. But what I can do is create a space in my mind that says, I'm going to stop resisting. Why do they, I had to go somewhere recently, and I'm not naming names or anything, but the person that I see at this place is a very kind person, but he's so freaking sarcastic. Everything's a sarcastic comment. Everything's a sarcastic comment. Everything's a sideways, and I'm, so when I go into that facility, I just smile and I get through it. Instead of reacting to it, trying to change somebody else, like, lighten up, man. It's a beautiful day. We had billowy clouds. We had a little rain this morning. We got those kind of clouds in Sedona right now. Like, look, but stop it. Knock it off. Quit it. I didn't go there. I was like, okay. Bye-bye. I got to go. Because Mars in Aries also represents childlike innocence, like the wonder and the awe of seeing a dewdrop on a leaf for the first time and going, oh, that's so magical. Let's be magical. There is some tension with the Two of Coins. There is tension because you're trying to make a decision, but based on resistance or refusal to transform. So if you change your mind, you change your attitude, your posture. Someone in my neighborhood, upon seeing the bobcat show up yesterday, and they accidentally broke a water main. And so for about an hour, we were without water in the neighborhood. And so the words that came out of this one person's mouth, I will not repeat here. Those stupid blappity bleepity bleep. And this person is almost 80. And ornery as they come. And I said for the first time, can you not use those words? That's offensive. They made a mistake. They made a mistake. Well, I was in the shower. And I said, well, good thing you didn't have all soap all over you, right? I mean, let's find the positive. Things happen. I was you yesterday. I am you today. Or I will be you tomorrow. Let's minimize the judgment. So do you want to be reactive or proactive? What's that? What? And she simmered down. I said, I don't want to. I walked away. Yeah. But I smiled and said, have a beautiful day. Okay. The decision to get rid of the tension. But here's something so beautiful. I'm so excited. This is what showed up as the final card, the star. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, look at the star in tarot. The major arcana goes in an order. So the Fool is the first. It's the beginning. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. The beginning. The star represents Uranus and Aquarius. And it is, and it follows the Tower, which is Capricorn, which is what we're doing now. We're break it down again. Tears for Fears. And so when you break down the structure that doesn't hold up, it doesn't hold water anymore, you're really going to hang on to that. Yeah, until I die, I'm going to be that. Okay. Then what happens? So, the star follows. Look at the bottom. That's all the destruction, all the dust that's been kicked up, all the reconstruction, I break it down, man. Just stop that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And then the people who, and the Tower is not a negative thing in tarot. The Tower, it needs to come down. And when it comes down, what's that thing at the top of your head? Your axis mundi? Right. So this is, the star represents the anima mundi. The anima mundi, which really is the soul of the world. The soul of the world. And in the soul of the world, what we see are stars. Oh my gosh, it's full of stars, and so are you. It's full of stars, and so are you. Now, because I have some Aries planets in my chart, Venus in Aries, I like to fall in love, at first sight with things, with people, with, oh, I love that, Mercury in Aries. I talk fast. I want to say I talk a good game. because I know the stars. And I am familiar with behavior. And with behavior, with Mars and Aries, comes the childlike or the childish. So if the star that represents clarity, self-realization, astrology, freedom from oppression, or freedom from now the structure, the ties that bind, the shadow. Me and my shadow. You know, if you can get your hands on the animated movie called The Point, please do, please. The Point. What's your point, Oblio? Do, because it'll further inform you of what's possible and why. And when you look at the possibility, look at Ms. Uranus here, Ms. Aquarius, Miss the stars, Miss the space, Miss the potential, Miss realization, clarity, precognition. This is a time of training your intuition to grow. Now, if you don't know where Mars is transiting in your chart, let me just post this for you. You might have been born with Mars in a certain place and position and house and sign in your chart, but now Mars is transiting in Aries. Astrology Life chart.com. Go get your free chart. Look for Aries on the cusp of your houses. Okay? And let me just show you again what the symbol of Aries looks like. Break it down again. There it is, Aries. Okay? That's what Aries looks like on the cusp of any of your houses. You'll see where it is, and the degree will change. The degree will change. So, like, I have Mars and Aries transiting my third house now, amping up the way I communicate, the way I think, the way I see, the way I express, the way I create. But then it's headed toward my fourth house, home, environment, family, real estate. We just got an opportunity to possibly invest. So we're going to be pondering that. Okay, so does that make sense? I want you to go and get that. So if you know where Mars is transiting in your natal chart, then you have an inkling, an idea. Very quickly, first house, body parts, personality, childhood traumas. And we're looking for the shadow. That's wherever Capricorn is, that's where the shadow is going to show. But Mars is going to be your opportunity to work on it, to let it go, to face it, to realize it, to write about it, to sing about it, to tell yourself, yeah, there's another way. So first house, personality, body parts. Second house, self-worth, income. Resources. Third house, so it has to do with your money. So third house, communication, inner communication, how you think, what you perceive, and then how you communicate. Fourth house in astrology, home, family, real estate, home and hearth, your four walls. If fourth house, with wherever Aries, Mars and Aries is going, there's going to be a little bit of a prod, a poke, a opportunity that you weren't expecting, and that can bring up your annoyance. It's like, why now? I'm tired, or I'm busy. So you have to make that decision, right? You have to make the decision when Aries shows up in your world. What's the decision going to be? And please let it be letting it go, letting go the tower, the thing that's been holding you back, the resistance, so that you can now have more freedom. Fifth house, romance, creativity, children, problem solving, risk taking, baby making, love making. Sixth house, work productivity, community. Maybe you start to champion something. They need a stop sign at that corner. Maybe it's about you not being imbalanced with work versus play, or you're just tired, or you're anemic, or you have like a little infection. You know, so you have to look at taking care of your health. And also small pets are in the 6th house. 7th house, Mars transiting 7th house is all about your relationship, a significant other, or the lack of thereof, your business partners, vendors that you work with, high-end clients, fans, open adversaries. So anytime I see Mars transiting the 7th house, I say to my clients, friends, and family, all right, don't let him or her get on your nerves. Just to get some space. Go out, have sex, move the tension. Make the decision to stop arguing. 8th house, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't do math. Maybe next life. Your personal investments with other people, joint ventures, insurance matters, legacy, estate planning. And the insistence of the IRS to audit you. Possibly. We don't know. 9th house. 9th house. Good thing I only have 10 fingers. 9th house is all about the travel. Maybe you need to get a refund. Maybe you need to get new clients. Maybe they're coming through the door like crazy because you went online and now they found you. Maybe it's about learning a new language. Maybe it's about understanding your belief system. Foreign matters, foreign to you, foreign concepts. The law, contractual agreements. 10th house, jazz hands, is career and masculine parent. Oh yeah, 4th house, feminine parent. So 10th house, masculine parent, but career, fame, notoriety, attention, competitors, get to work, be busy, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh, I just want to retire. But there's another pass for 6 months. You're being asked to step it up in a new way. Work on the thing that you put on the back burner that was for you. Maybe it was for you and you've been busy working with everybody else and now you're saying, you know what, I'm taking a few months off and I'm going to go finish building that shed or writing that book or thinking about what my life direction is now. Where do I want to go? And remember, if you've got, you know, right now Mars, wait, hang on. Mars is 14 degrees. So if you know that you've got 14 degrees on the cusp of something or more, or the numbers are larger than 14 degrees, then 14 to 30 degrees, then, you know, you're hovering between two houses. Okay? Make sense? So Mars in the 11th house, friends, memberships, associations, elders, mentors, family, children. And the 12th house is your psyche, mental prisons, hospitals, or physical places like that, or the health and well-being of your whole focus on spirit and soul, your evolution, your overcoming something, physical, emotional well-being, your psyche, mind-blowing things, big dreams, or making that decision, I gotta stop the carbs, I gotta quit smoking, I gotta do something. And remember, when Mars is in Aries, what it does is first it pokes at, like a hornet's nest, no, what's been bothering you? You're not dealing with it. Let's go play. You gotta move that energy. And then it's the opportunity. The opportunity is always blocked by your resistance. It is futile. You will not be assimilated. This is about ascension, people. Waking up. Waking up. Right? Look at that. Spreading seeds of love and stars. Stars over the trauma so that soon it becomes a memory. Like, oh yeah, that happened. okay, I had to readjust. I had a big hissy fit temper tantrum, and now I think I'm okay. I think we're going to be okay because I trust. Remember, are you proactive or reactive? You got to bring it full circle. Chiron and Aries in the third house. You know, Chiron represents the wound that you share with your father. So what you want to look at is that. That's the shadow side. The shadow side's coming out, folks. There's no stopping it. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. High on a hill stands a lonely goat herd, or juggler, called the Fool. Lady odel. Oh, sorry, that was not the Fool. There's the Fool. There's the Fool. Hee-hoo. So, how many degrees in Aries right now? Mars is 14 degrees Aries as of today, July 23rd, 2020. So, yeah. Does that make sense? Does that resonate? Does that help? Let me just check in. Renee, Mars in my 8th house. Jupiter in Aries. Is no attachment a good thing? There's no good or bad. Attachments lead you to anchoring and solidifying a belief. So if that belief helps you to expand, then I guess that's an attachment that serves you. If you have congealed into your final self, then that attachment no longer serves you. Does that make sense? So Ronnie says, so my natal chart shows Mars in Taurus at 20 degrees. Mars in Taurus at 20, does that mean I should consider Mars to be in Aries? No. If you have Mars in Taurus, then you have Mars in Taurus. You were born, everyone is born with a chart. And your planets is like a snapshot of the universe. So you look at your chart and you say, oh, look, when I was born, Mars was in Capricorn, or Mars was in Pisces, or Mars was in Taurus. Now Mars is transiting that chart because Mars doesn't stop moving on the ecliptic around the sun. So here's your chart, and here's Mars. Mars is now in Aries. Where does it land in one of your houses? You will always have Mars in whatever you were born with, and for you that's in Taurus. But Mars is in Aries now, and it highlights, it puts a spotlight on a subject or many subjects in your world. Make sense? Totally helps. Good. Totally. Totes. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So we covered Pluto last show. We did Mars this show. Next, I'm feeling the Capricorn vibe. I just am. Let's talk about all the planets in Capricorn next time when I show up on Monday, Axis Mundi. And we're going to talk about Capricorn and what it represents and how you can utilize the energy and the vibe to help you. Help me help you. Jerry, help me help you. I'm just a monkey. That's all I am. Repeat the things I hear. That's all. All right. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. I'm done. Mercury and Aries. La 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 la. Okay, we done? Yeah, I'm done. Bye. So, thanks for being here. Thank you for be sparkly, be happy, be present, and join me in the Alps. And we can just sing and have mugs of things. Wait. Okay, here's joy. There's joy. Yay! That can be Mars, but some other planets too. There's Virgo, absolutely. Ew, don't touch me, it's germy. And then, oh, Chi-Chi monkey, Peachy Peachy. And, scared. Sad. Got to feel it. Got to feel it in order to let it go. But if you live in it and you're stuck in the mud and the mire, please, here comes Mars and Aries. Next stop, I don't know. You decide. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being. Be sparkly. As always, I wish you peace, and I will see you on Monday. Ba-da!